about the entire experience at that time. The inevitability of success.
Well, Celtic have won the toss, and Dukla Prague are just waiting to kick off in this first leg of the semi-final of European Cup before 75,000 people, practically all of them cheering Celtic for all the worth. And away they go. And there's a foul right away, I would say. That's Gilletta, and a big, strong team this is. Well, we expected Celtic to go into attack, but here's Beksanovsky. And Murdoch is back in the Celtic team. Wallace is playing his first game for Celtic because he's eligible now, and that's Ron Simpson who's playing for Scotland on Saturday. And Hughes is outside left. Tremendous cheer when this was announced, because I think the Celtic supporters probably feel that the weight and strength of Hughes could be invaluable tonight. And there's Hughes. Listen to that cheer. Chimarada with him. Number 7 is Strunz. Mr. Steen saw him score 3 goals when he was over in watching this Czechoslovakian team. Chimarada, Gemmell. Shammers with Johnson. Shammers to score! Shammers to score! Making Celtic 1, Dukla 0. No! Referee won't have it. Referee won't have it. Has he? What's he giving? Referee indicating with a foot up or something. Come in behind and push a bit. Ball. Onto Wallace. Johnston. Oh, this time. Yes. Celtic score. Johnston has made it Celtic 1, Dukla 0 after 28 minutes. Here he is, playing for Scotland on Saturday. There's Johnson. Tremendous bit of acceleration that took him through. And quick thinking. Apart from injury time, we've got about a minute and a half to half-time. There's the man who was injured. It's not often you see continental players challenging goalkeepers. Nice a boost. Dukla suddenly putting on pressure. And he scored. Strunk has scored to make it 1 goal each, just on half-time. Out of that Stramash, the man who was injured, Strunk, has made it Celtic 1, Dukla Prague 1. A goal which I don't think Celtic should have lost just now. Side forward all. Murdoch. Johnston. Pushed. Murdoch at the hard lines. The ball just swerved out the wrong way. Back Gemmell. Wallace. It's a goal! Wallace has scored. Celtic 2, Dukla 1. 50. Well, that was just what Celtic needed. And Wallace, who's been the snapper up of chances all season, took that one beautifully. There he is. What a good buy was for Celtic. Playing his first giants, Novak and Zoltan. This is all to Johnston. All taking this free kick. Wallace. Zamunda. Oh, hang on. Well, that shows a slight sign of desperation. Yes, number 9, Massapust, lining up his men. 25 minutes to go. Head forward, all. And it's a goal for Wallace! Wallace's second goal. It's a goal. And the whole Dukla team dismayed, and Wallace, look at him. There he is, look at him. And that was Bertiol, the man who built up these goals. Well, 3-1. Well, Mr. Steen said they would need 2 goals. As Wallace making himself a hero. Novak with them. Left half Clark. Well, Dukla knowing something now about the power of Celtic. Isn't he magnificent at high shots as goalkeeper Victor? Wallace to Johnston. On to Murdoch. Shooting just that little bit off tonight. Still trying to get that opening. Wallace judged that beautifully. On to Chalmers. Oh, it's off the bar. Oh, Wallace nearly in a hat-trick. Whatever the score, we've seen some wonderful football here tonight. It's number 7, Stroop. Oh dear, what a thing to do! It's a corner. That was a chance. Maksinski just threw it away. Clark. To Wallace.
In the tie against Dukla, Jock played a very defensive lineup in the game in Prague, and I think later on he used to be very defensive in conversation about the tactics they had used. I think it was needs must, really.
Well, I mean, we stuck Chalmers up front and everyone else back, and Stevie, who chased pigeons, just did that. But they were a dangerous side, famous side, and Steen took, I suppose it'd be a calculated gamble, but it paid off. And as I say, expedient can be applied if it's justified, and it was justified in that occasion, I think.
Welcome to a freezing cold Uliska Stadium in Prague, where we're going to see a history-making second leg of the European Cup semi-final between Dukla Prague and Celtic. History-making because no Czech side has ever reached the final of the European Cup, no British side has ever reached the final. Celtic leads 3-1 as a result of the first leg, but we saw enough of Dukla in that first leg to know that they can play some magnificent football, so it's not all over yet. And Dukla kick off. And Dukla have got to come out, get a goal very, very quickly, otherwise they're in dire trouble. The crowd here, about 20,000. Novak, one of the two centre-backs. Comes Craig. Now Mazopust. Chinovsky back to Staborski. Staborski number 4. Gelatar. Scott. Celtic has got everyone back in defence now except Chalmers. Debort and Chabrada. Schrunch. Debort. And that was a save, I think. Simpson touched it. A great save by Simpson as Ronnie Simpson scoring. Schrunch. Celtic reserves, you'll probably spot Jock Steen just behind the thrower. A happy manager at the moment, Jock Steen of Celtic. And Novak, everybody but the Dukla goalkeeper in the Celtic half. Debort. Kick. Yes, the free kick. So it's going to be taken by Nabort. No, can Dukla really pull something out of the bag? Celtic have got 11 men in their own penalty area. Now a great effort by Niederost. One awful moment. I thought that was in the back of the net. Celtic 5 minutes away from the final of the European Cup in Lisbon on the 25th of May. Leading on aggregate by 3-1, no score in the second leg. Niederost front. Oh, what bitter to miss. And you could see how determined Celtic are to keep it as a goalless draw, the way that Simpson really got annoyed with his fellow defenders. Celtic have so far had a clean sweep. They've won the Glasgow Cup, the Scottish League Cup. They're favourites to win the Scottish League Championship, favourites to win the Scottish Cup on Saturday. And now they've got 1.5 feet in the final of the European Cup. And the whistle has gone. Celtic have drawn no score, so they have become the first British team to reach the final of the European Cup. They will play and they're the Celtic players doing what I'm sure everyone in Britain is doing at this moment. A great performance by Celtic to have reached the final of the European Cup, in which they'll play either Inter Milan or CTNA, the army team of Sofia. Jock Steen still looking calm, moving towards the dressing room as the players exchange their shirts. Maybe this hasn't been a classical game, but it's been a magnificent performance by Celtic, who played it exactly the way they wanted to. They're without doubt, I would think, the best team in Britain. They've done what no other British side has done. Got through to the final, where they'll carry the hopes of everyone in the United Kingdom. They are through to the final of the European Cup.
We're down in the dressing rooms.